Everyone stand as the jury comes in. You all may be seated. Let the record reflect that the court is back in session in cause number 23-CCCR 0002. The case is styled the state of Texas versus Paris Williams. Let the record reflect that Ms. Williams is present with her attorney, Attorney Wright Kimler. The state is present with Assistant District Attorneys, Attorney Haley Simmons and Attorney Andrew Hubel. Let the record reflect that the jury is now present and seated in the courtroom. State, are you ready?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Defense, are you ready?
Ready.
Okay, Mr. Hubel.
Read the information now, Judge.
Yes, you can read the information.
In the name and by the authority of the state of Texas, comes now the undersigned Assistant Criminal District Attorney of Jefferson County, Texas, on behalf of the state of Texas, and presents in and to the County Court at Law of Jefferson County, Texas, that in Jefferson County, Texas, Paris Williams, hereafter styled defendant, heretofore on or about January 2nd of 2023, did then and there unlawfully and with the intent to place Alyssa Eden Rideau, hereafter styled the complainant, in fear of imminent serious bodily injury, threatened to commit an offense involving violence to the complainant, namely threatening to kill Alyssa Eden Rideau in her unborn child, against the peace and dignity of the state.
Ms. Williams, how did you plead? Okay, you may be seated. State, would you like to make an opening statement?
State, please.
And defense?
Wait,
Okay,
State calls first witness, Alyssa Rideau.
okay, hold on a minute. Okay, State, would you please call your first witness?
Alyssa Rideau.
Alyssa Rideau?
Rita,
Is Rideau. Okay, State, would you like to call your next witness?
State has no further witnesses. State would like to make a statement for the record.
Okay, you may go forward.
When initially selecting a jury in this case, the state was under the impression that the complaining witness intended to show for trial. This has proven not to be the case. The state has made various attempts through different means to contact the complaining witness. But she has since made it known to the state that she does not intend to appear before the court.
Okay, does the state rest?
State right.
Defense?
move for instructive version.
That will be granted. Ms. Williams, you have been acquitted of this charge. And we'll be drafting up a judgment in a few minutes. Okay? All right. Now, Mr. Kimler?
Sure.
What do you?
We got the other case I'm gonna get deferred, I want to take care of that.
Okay. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, what you've just witnessed, it's an instructed verdict, which means it was a judgment of acquittal. As stated in voir dire, the state has the burden of proof, and they had to prove this case beyond a reasonable doubt. The state called a witness. They did not have a witness. The state rested. Therefore, they were unable to prove his case beyond a reasonable doubt. And so therefore, a judgment of acquittal was granted after the motion by the defense. Okay, so at this time, your jury service has been completed. I'd like to thank you for your time and attention being here today. Sometimes cases end like this, and sometimes cases go a couple of days. We just never know once the case starts how it's going to end. But I would like to say, I appreciate you from taking time out from your busy schedules to be here on yesterday and today. And as I mentioned on yesterday, anytime that you're in the area of County Court at Law number 2, you can come have a seat in your courtroom. And the reason why I say it's your courtroom, because I'm only a servant that's serving the citizens of Jefferson County, and you are the citizens of Jefferson County. And so therefore, anytime that you are in the area, please have a seat in that area behind the wall that we call the peanut gallery. And as I mentioned earlier, you can't bring peanuts in here and eat because this is not the Texas Roadhouse. But you can come and see what goes on in your courtroom. And I believe that if you have a seat in the courtroom or watch us on YouTube, you'll find it very interesting as to the things that occur in our community. Now, again, I'd like to thank you for your time and attention on behalf of the citizens of Jefferson County, behalf of the staff here in County Court at Law number 2. Thank you for taking time out from your busy schedules. And as I said on yesterday, I usually give a handshake, but we still have COVID in our community. And so at this time, I give every one of you, each and every one of you, an air handshake. Okay, so your service is complete. The bailiff have letters for each and every one of you. Please return those badges. And again, if you need anything, you can go over to the district clerk's office, which is right across the hall. So
$40 for the day.
yes, y'all, yeah, and yeah, you do get paid for the day. Okay, so it will go down as 2 days of jury service. Okay, so at this time, you're excused, and each and every one of you have a blessed day. Okay. Okay. And we'll be in recess. Jefferson County Court, Allen number 2 is back in session. The court is in session and calls number 23 CCCR 1324. The case is style of state of Texas versus Paris Williams. Ms. Williams, is that your full name? Ms. Williams, would you please raise your right hand? Ms. Williams, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Ms. Williams, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Ms. Williams? I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking, Ms. Williams. You're represented in your case by your attorney, Ralph Kimler. Attorney Kimler, how are you doing?
Well, thank you.
And Mr. Kimler, do you waive a record in Ms. Williams' case?
No worries.
State is represented in this case by Attorney Andrew Huber. Attorney Huber, how are you doing?
Doing all right, Judge, how are you?
I'm doing fine. Now, Ms. Williams, I have before me on my computer a document that is titled Information Sheet. This information sheet was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. And in this information sheet, it alleges that you, Paris Williams, on or about May 21st of 2023, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of failed to identify fugitive with intent to give false information. And Ms. Williams, do you understand what you have been charged with? And to this charge, Ms. Williams, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Yeah.
Guilty? Now, you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
And are you pleading guilty because you are guilty? Ms. Williams, I also have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishments. Do you recognize this document? On page 2 of this same document, there are a set of initials PW that are on a line next to a box that's checked guilty. Did you place your initials on this document? On page 3 of this same document, there is a signature above the line that is titled Defendant. Is this your signature? And on the next document, that's titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, do you recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant? At the top of this document, there are 2 boxes checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that statement? The second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that statement? I also have before me a document that is titled Discovery Certification. Do you recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant? Ms. Williams, before you sign and initial all of these documents that I just showed you, did your attorney, Mr. Kimler, go over these documents with you? And did you read and understand everything that Mr. Kimler went over? And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge? Ms. Williams, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yeah, for states 1.
Any objections?
No objection.
No objections. States exhibit number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Kimler, you advised and counseled Ms. Williams. Is there any evidence that she is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
There's none, Your Honor.
Ms. Williams, your attorney, Mr. Kimler, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yeah.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes.
Ms. Williams, I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
And what is the agreement?
The agreement is to 1 year deferred probation with a $300 fine and 50 hours community service.
Okay. What is her court cost?
277.
He paid it. That's what he's about.
Okay. Ms. Williams, the state is offering that you serve 1 year deferred adjudicated probation. During the 1 year probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $200 plus court costs of $277. You'll also be required to pay a probation fee of $60 a month, urinalysis fee, $15 a month, and reimbursement fee of $15. Your total monthly installments, that is, the total amount that you will be required to pay each month while you're on probation is $136 a month. Will you be able to pay the $136 each month?
Yes.
You will also be required to perform 50 hours of community service and adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of this probation. Now, Ms. Williams, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes.
Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just? And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Williams, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Ms. Williams, if you successfully complete this probationary period, this case will be dismissed. It will not result in a conviction on your record, and you may qualify for non-disclosure. You can talk to your attorney about the non-disclosure. Do you understand?
Yes.
Now, Ms. Williams, I see that you're here this afternoon. You're not by yourself. And who do you have here with you? Your mom and your dad. Okay. How you folks doing? Okay, thanks for coming down here with your daughter. Now, Ms. Williams, I know that by you being a young lady, you probably put a lot of stock in the friends that you have. You know, you always say, we got some friends, they are our ride and die. You know, they stick with us through thick and thin. You know, when I'm down and out, they'll be there. When I fall, they'll pick me up. But you know, on days like the day when you're down, those friends that you say you have, those friends that say they'll ride, or that they're your ride and die, I usually don't see them here. And the reason why I don't see them here because they're not your ride and die. I always tell people this here all the time. Everybody's not your friend. Everybody's not your partner. But I bet when those people say they got you, they got you. Okay? And so that's your ride or die. That's the people who put a roof over your head, food on the table, clothes on your back, shoes on your feet. They are here with you today because they love you. And I know, like most children, they don't listen to everything that their parents tell them. I was a child at one time myself. But I will say that those things that they told you that because they love you, okay? And they're here today because they love you. And guess what? You ought to be thankful to God because you have parents like that. Everybody don't have parents like that, okay? You're blessed. And another thing you should be mindful of is that what happened here today is not the end, okay? Life is a journey, not a destination. And so in life, we all will have ups, downs, trials, tribulations. We're going to have some rain some days and some sunshine on some days. But you know, I can tell you this here, on days like today, when it seems like there's a storm, you should be mindful of this here. When you're walking through a storm, hold your head high and don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of the storm, there's a golden sky and a sweet silver song of a lark. Walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain, though your dreams be tossed and blown, walk on with hope and with hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. Your dream has not ended. This is only a setback, and a setback is only a setup for a major comeback, and you're gonna come back strong, okay? But it's up to you. So just keep on keeping on, do what you're supposed to do, and you can put all of this behind you, okay? And you can make somebody else strong with your testimony, all right? Just follow the directions of bailiff. Once you follow the directions of bailiff, you're free to go and you have a blessed day.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Right down here, right down there. I'm assuming it right now, I'm assuming it right now. We said just get with board, make sure.
Okay.
Share it quickly.
Now, this will conclude the calling of the court's trial docket on the day. September 18, 2024, in County Court at Law Number 2, Jefferson County, Texas, Judge Terrence L. Holmes presiding. Everyone, please have a blessed day.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.